24-year-old receptionist, Amanda Benson, is suing her former best friend, 27-year-old secretary, Amy Lamb, for breaking an apartment lease and for an assault.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 426 on the calendar in the matter of Benson versus Lamb. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Benson, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were very good friends and decided to rent an apartment together. Both signed the lease for 1 year. Problems arose very early on. Within a few months, the defendant became impossible to live with. She finally moved out. You were, according to you, forced to sign an agreement releasing her from the lease, but you say now that you want what she owes you under the lease for half of the rent. And you are also suing her for an assault that you allege occurred after she moved out.
Yes.
The defendant says that you breached an agreement with her with regard to this apartment by having your boyfriend live there, and that forced her to move out, and that you, in fact, assaulted her, and she is countersuing for the return of her deposit, and she's also suing you for an assault. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. You were friends for 5 years before you decided to live together?
Yeah, best friends.
And in what month did you sign this lease?
October.
Just the two of you?
Yes.
What was the rent?
The rent was $560 a month for the 2-bedroom that we were renting.
And what was the deposit?
It was $250.
And each of you paid the $250?
We split that in half, so each of us paid $125.
Okay. Now, is this the boyfriend?
This is the boyfriend.
How often did the boyfriend stay over?
For the first 2 weeks of the lease, she did not stay there one night. She was at her ex-boyfriend's house.
That's not my question. My question is, how often did your boyfriend stay at the apartment?
6 nights out of the week.
And then?
And then she did not stay there the first 2 weeks of the 1 month that we were living together. And when she didn't come home, because I work full-time, I go to school full-time till 10 o'clock at night. So by the time he did come over, it was 10:30 at night, and if she wasn't there, I wanted him to stay for my safety. I felt safer having somebody stay there with me.
How many nights a week did he stay at the apartment?
6 nights a week.
And how long did you live in the apartment, you? How many months?
1 month.
1 month?
Yes.
And for the 1 month that you actually lived together, he was there all the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And he wasn't paying any rent?
No, ma'am.
That's not right. Why should he live there full-time and not pay rent?
He didn't have anything there. He didn't shower there. He didn't bathe there. He didn't do anything.
I'm not talking about his physical hygiene, Miss Benson. I'm talking about the fact another person is living in the apartment and not paying any rent. It's not right that he lived there. And you can't tell me that he never took a shower there.
He took a shower there once. She had another boy take a shower at 3 o'clock in the morning there. She's had 2 different guys there.
You mean living there?
No. 2 different guys at different times.
I'm talking about living there. There's a difference between having a date come over once or twice and having somebody live there.
She had a guy stay there like 4 nights the week she actually stayed there for the first time.
Okay. You don't get it. Okay, so then you decided, after he's living there, you decided that you wanted out. So you asked her if you could leave.
Well, I specified before I even moved in with her that he could stay over 3 nights a week at the most. I stressed that over and over. And
you did talk about it?
Yes.
Okay.
And when it was a continuance every single night, and I tried to talk to her like adults, and every morning his car was there, his shoes were there. I just felt like I had no privacy.
I got you, Miss Lamb.
Okay.
According to your answer, you asked her if she would sign the papers off releasing you from the lease.
She refused to.
She said no. So you started to be a bad roommate.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Give me some idea of what you were doing.
Not cleaning up after myself.
You did a lot of things that you knew would irritate her.
Yes.
Okay. And she finally
agreed
to let you out of the lease.
Yes. We mutually signed it. She was in no duress when...
I'll make up my mind whether she was in duress.
Okay.
Okay. So you signed off on the lease.
I signed it due to the fact she was leaving the doors unlocked at the apartment when I came there at 10 o'clock at night by myself.
Well, where was he?
Well, I called him when I got out of school, and if she was not there, he would come over around 10:30 at night.
Is he living with you now?
No.
Who is?
Myself.
You mean he stopped staying over 6 nights a week?
Sometimes, yes. But it's
Miss Benson, for the month that you were living together with her, and he's irritating her that he was there 6 nights a week. He was there. Then she moves out, you're living by yourself, and according to you, he's not over 6 nights a week. You think that I believe that? That's stupid. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Miss Benson, it doesn't make sense at all. The fact that he may not be giving any money towards the rent is my concern. But if you are still together, if he's still your boyfriend, what changed?
A lot has changed. I was pregnant, a lot of stuff happened, and I'm not as close to him as I was anymore.
Did you drag him here today to court?
I drag him here because he's my only witness.
Did you drag him here to court?
I didn't drag him, no.
When was the last time he stayed over at your apartment?
Before we left on the plane.
Get Leo. All right. Let's talk about this assault. Claims she assaulted you. When?
November 29th, 2002.
And what day did she move out of the apartment?
She moved out on the 21st. We signed the lease agreement on the 19th.
Okay. So what happened on November 29th?
I was designated driver for my boyfriend and my brother. We were at the Underground bar, and I walked into the restroom, and she was in there with one of her friends. I bumped into her. She starts calling me a name, and we got into a little...
When you say you bumped into her, you mean you met her, or you actually bumped into her?
I bumped into her. The way you walk around the corner in the bar, it's like a blind spot. She was standing right there in front of the mirror, and I just walked. I brushed up against her, and it turned into a pushing match, basically. And then I pushed her into the hallway so like a bouncer or somebody could break it up because I was in there by myself.
So you pushed her?
Into the hallway so we could get out of there.
So you pushed her?
Yes.
And what happened next?
She splashed her bottle of Smirnoff Ice in my face. The bouncer came between us, facing me. She winged a bottle at my head. We got kicked out of there. And then another incident happened at the other bar.
Just a second. What did you say? Winged a bottle at my head?
She threw a bottle at my head.
Okay. Were you injured?
No, it missed me.
Oh, so it missed you. So how did she assault you? Where did she assault you?
Well, she tried to kick me, and then the assault came at the next place.
That initial confrontation at the bar, you're not suing for?
Not that
You're suing
one.
for the next one?
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't want to have to make you look foolish. I will. And he knows there is nobody better at making somebody who's lying look foolish.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Benson says ex-roommate Amy Lamb owes for breaking their apartment lease. Amy says Amanda was allowing her boyfriend to stay for free.
All right, so tell me what happened at the next one.
I was leaving the next bar, me, my brother, and my boyfriend, and we were walking out of there, and she was at the front door. When I tried to walk past her, she grabbed my shirt. She scratched my chest. The pictures didn't show up. Otherwise, I had pictures of a big old scratch on me. And she spit on me, spit in my face, and all I know is somebody she was with tried to throw a punch at me.
Okay, and that's what you're suing for?
Well, yeah, it caused a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff happened.
Okay. Anybody arrested?
No.
Police called?
No.
Did you seek... Shh.
I'm sorry.
Did you seek medical treatment anywhere?
Not for that.
Well, that's all I'm interested in. Okay, now, Ms. Lamb, you say that she assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't you tell me your version of the events of the 29th?
She came into the restroom at the first establishment, purposely ran into me, and she turned around and almost fell over. I believe she was intoxicated.
I was drunk, or I was pregnant.
Don't speak, Miss Benson. You have to be quiet. You had your turn. Go ahead.
I tried to leave the restroom, and she pushed me from behind. My friend here witnessed everything, and the bouncer came out when we exited the restroom. There were drinks tossed, and she got kicked out and is not able to return to that establishment. And we walked over to the next place.
Well, why did you leave if she got kicked out? Well, you all got kicked
no,
out.
I didn't get kicked out. We just stayed, and then we went to another club. I was showing the doorman my ID, and she punches me in the face. I have a police report that has...
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Benson, do you remember punching her?
No, I did not punch her. If I did, I tried to defend myself because somebody was throwing punches at me or I was being scratched or grabbed. It was in the middle of a bunch of people.
I was walking in the club. I wasn't even in there yet.
I was walking out of the club.
You have any witnesses? Step up. Tell me your name.
Chelsea Sales.
Ms. Sales, were you at both clubs that evening with the defendant?
Yes, I was.
When you got to the second club, I want you to tell me what, if anything, you observed.
I was the first one that walked in, and I saw the plaintiff as I walked in, so I turned around to look at Amy to make sure she was okay, and next thing I know, she's throwing punches. The plaintiff was throwing punches. She hit Amy, and she hit our friend Stephanie, and Amy was bleeding.
She did?
Yes.
Did you see her connect with a punch?
Yes, I did. And then the bouncers came, and I was pushed up against the wall.
Okay. Was your boyfriend with you that night, Miss Benson?
Yes, he was.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Anthony Sandell.
Mr. Sandell, what kind of work do you do?
I work for a rental company.
Where do you live?
I live with my parents.
Sure you do. What's a big strapping guy like you still living at home?
I don't have anybody to move out with.
Sure you do. Sure you do. Plaintiff says you were living with her 6 nights a week for a month.
Actually, I was not living there since nothing of mine was there.
Is that what you consider not living there because you had no clothes there?
I stayed there probably about 6 nights out of the week when Amy was not there.
Is what you're telling me now, Mr. Sandell, under oath, that once she moved out, you stopped staying over there?
No, I didn't stop staying there completely.
You stopped staying over there 6 nights a week? Is that what you're telling me, sir?
I stayed there quite a bit, and...
Mr. Sandell?
Yes.
I don't want to have to make you look foolish. I will. I will.
Okay.
And he knows there is nobody better at making somebody who's lying look foolish. I can do it. I can humiliate you. You don't want me to do that, do you?
Not really.
Good.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
You took his head and you pushed it down, causing his tooth to break.
Yes.
Is the scenario that your son gave to you the same one that he just gave to me, or was it slightly different?
Slightly different.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Benson says ex-roommate Amy Lamb owes for breaking their apartment lease. Amy says Amanda was allowing her boyfriend to stay for free.
You were at the club on the 29th with your girlfriend, is that right?
That is correct.
Was she pregnant at the time?
Actually, yes, she was.
Was she drinking at the time?
No, she was not.
Are you telling me that she had nothing to drink?
I think
She just told me that the drinks were flying.
That was
Mr.
from her.
Sandell. No, she said the drinks were flying. Are you telling me she had nothing to drink? Is that what you're telling me?
That is what I'm telling you.
Did you get thrown out of the first club too, or just the plaintiff?
I got kicked out of there too, yes.
Mm-hmm. So it must have been pretty bad for you to get kicked out.
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we both know the owner of the club, both me and her. We know the owner.
You both know the owner?
Yes.
I know the owner.
Shh. What difference does it make? Both know the owner.
That's why she got to stay.
Well, you both know the owner, according to
Some
the
of
plaintiff.
us know the owner better than the other.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, police report says that she had a bloody mouth and that she had a knot on her head. I have a witness who says that you threw the first punch. And I also have an independent report saying that there were injuries. You had no injuries, none whatsoever. Your lawsuit's dismissed. Your lawsuit with regard to any rent that she owes you is dismissed because you signed off on the lease that she could leave because you breached an agreement that you had with her that while each of you had a boyfriend, they weren't going to be living there. I find that you and Mr. Sandell were living together despite the fact that he didn't keep a change of underwear at your house and he was smelly because he didn't shower there regularly. He still lived there.
He's only there after 10:30 at night.
Speak not. Now it's my turn. I listened to you, I listened to her, now I'm ruling. And if you think that I believe that after she left, you didn't have him stay there regularly, when the reason you told me you had him stay there regularly because you were afraid to live alone because she wasn't staying home, I mean, you have to get your story and your ducks in the water because then it makes a cogent tale. So I believe he stays there. I believe he stays there all the time. So you get nothing. Zero. As far as the assault is concerned, I don't find that she assaulted you in any way. You had no injuries. According to you, there was a shoving match, but you started the shoving, pushing her out of the hallway. In any event, that was in the first club. In the second club, it is clear to me that you hit her. She was injured. For that, she gets $500. I'm awarding her that on her counterclaim. I am also awarding you your deposit return of $125 because I find that because she breached the agreement by having him living there, you were forced to move. That's $625. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it's ridiculous.
I'm just glad that I got a chance to tell the truth.
She's been jealous of me forever.
I tried to talk to her as an adult.
I'm not letting her come back to try to be my friend again. She's tried numerous times, and it's not going to happen.
Everything came out as I expected because I had nothing to hide.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bryce versus Cooper. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Twyla Bryce is suing her ex-roommate, mortgage processor Luann Cooper, for the return of property, unpaid rent, and assault, and for filing false charges with police.
Miss Bryce, tell me very, very quickly. You think that the defendant owes you some money. You were her roommate. You claim she had you evicted, kept some of your property. You want her to reimburse you for a whole bunch of things, a TV that she kept, some pain and suffering because she had you falsely arrested, a whole bunch of other stuff. She says she has none of your stuff. Right?
No, that's not correct. She did not get arrested.
Just
I
a
don't have
second.
any of her stuff.
You say you have none of her stuff.
None of her stuff.
Perfect.
She came
Good.
with all her stuff.
Shh. So, I have other things to do.
Hi, how you doing? First of all, it's an honor to meet you. You have to bear with me.
Just tell me.
I just got over a cold. So
Tell me what she owes you money for.
back rent. When I first moved in with Cooper, we was going half and half. We were supposed to become roommates, $5.10 apiece. When I moved in with her, she did not tell me to the last minute that she had got fired from her job, and she didn't have a $300 towards the rent.
So she owes you $200 towards rent.
$210.
Your
Okay,
Honor,
just,
Your
Honor.
just a second. Let me deal with this. And what month was that in?
This was in July when I moved in with her.
Okay. Did you ever take $200 from her for rent?
Yes, I did, Your Honor, and I paid her back.
Okay,
As soon as I got a job, like a week later, I got a job and I paid her back. Cause see, she didn't actually she didn't have the money. She borrowed it from her sister.
Okay,
and I
so
had to
you
pay her
gave her
sister
back-
back. I didn't even pay her. I paid her sister back.
You paid her sister.
Yeah,
gave
'cause
her
it was
sister
her
the
money.
Perfect. You have your sister here? Did she give you back the money?
She gave me back $200
Good.
not for
Perfect.
July.
Perfect. Good. She gave you back $200. What's next, Miss Bryce?
Okay. In August, Luann Cooper was fired again from another job. I had to put the whole rent, which was
That's a lie. That's a lie, Your Honor.
$1,085.
Okay.
That's a lie. I did not get fired from my job,
we
and
get-
she left in August.
Just a second.
October, excuse me.
Could we get to what
mean,
we're talking? Would you be quiet, please? Because I'm not spending more than another 5 minutes on this case.
Excuse
Thank you,
me.
Your Honor.
Listen! Your complaint talks about you getting evicted from the house, a false restraining order. You and your daughter were forced to leave the house, and that she kept your television, she kept a telephone, and a blanket belonging to your daughter.
And a pillow.
Doesn't say anything about a pillow here.
That's a lie, Your Honor. She came and got all her stuff. Her sister even took
If you
her.
say one more thing
Brought her
to
to
me
my
without my looking at you, then I'm going to grant her petition. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Say nothing until I look at your direction and ask you a question. We understand each other? Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, tell me about the 4th of September when she had you evicted.
Okay, we had gave a party for me and her birthday. My birthday was on the 1st. Hers was on the 2nd of September. Miss Cooper had been up previously almost a week.
That's a lie. That's a lie. We started partying on your birthday. So it was what, the 2nd? When
Miss Cooper, you didn't pay attention. Do you understand? If a court makes a statement, and if then I go back on it, everybody thinks the court system doesn't mean what it says. Now, did I tell you fairly, give you fair notice, that if you interrupt again, I'm going to grant her claim whether it is legitimate or not. Did I say that to you?
Yeah, you did.
And did you say I understood it?
Yeah.
And did you do it again? Did you do it
Your
again?
Honor, it's just that she's lying, and I just can't let
Judgment
her
for
lie.
the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500.
Right.
That's all.
Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. Sorry.
I called her up. I apologized, to her.
Yes, she did call to apologize after the fact she had stole my child's stuff.
And then all of a sudden, boom, this stuff comes about.
You can't talk to her. You can't reason with her.
Damages or all that stuff. No, I'm the victim here.
I could have presented the truth right here. But that was on her. She was quick to snap.
I wasn't gonna sit there and let her lie about me in court and on television. No way.
Hey, I'm happy. Thank you, God. Hallelujah.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Nelson versus Bryant. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Deanie Nelson is suing her granddaughter's fiancé, 24-year-old roofer Adam Bryant, for the cost of a plane ticket.
Miss Nelson, your granddaughter was coming out to visit with you this past Christmas holiday season. Is that
That's
right?
right.
And you and your granddaughter agreed that you would purchase her plane ticket for her, which you did.
Right, I usually do when she comes.
Well, this year she decided to bring her fiancé/boyfriend, Mr. Bryant. And according to you, she called you and asked if you could put his airline ticket on your credit card. And you spoke to him, and he agreed that he would pay you back for the ticket when he got there.
That's right.
And they came and you entertained them for the week,
Yes.
and he didn't pay you back. And you want the $286, I think it is, for the airline ticket.
That's right.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bryant, let's go back for a second. Is this your girlfriend or your fiancé?
Fiance.
Does she have a ring?
Yeah.
When did you give her a ring?
November, maybe December.
So before Christmas.
Right.
And when are you planning to get married?
A couple years down the road.
When your fiancé asked you if you wanted to join her for Christmas, what did you say to your fiancé?
Yes.
And what did you talk to her about the plane ticket?
Just what Mrs. Nelson said, that I would repay her when I got down there.
So that was the plan. It was a loan.
Yeah.
So why didn't you give her back the money?
Well, when I got there, I didn't have enough money to pay her, and I asked her to wait on this check and whatnot, and then I get something in the mail saying that she claims my account was closed back in September. I don't know how she would have ever obtained that kind of information, but...
Did you give her a check?
Yeah, I did, and I asked her to hold it for a few days.
Did you have his check?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you try to deposit it at some point?
Yes, I did.
And what happened?
The check was returned, stamped account closed.
You have the check with you?
I do.
I'd like to see it. Account was closed. When did you close this account?
Well, see, it got...
Well is not an answer.
It got closed in December. I don't know how she was even talking to anybody at my bank.
Just a second.
Okay.
Mr. Bryant. The account was closed in December, before or after you went on vacation?
Probably just all this was leading up to getting it closed.
Mr. Bryant, before you got on the plane, had you closed this account?
Oh, no, ma'am.
So it got closed while you were away?
Yeah.
How did that happen, sir?
Because I didn't have the money in there, and there was other checks going through, and...
So you wrote a lot of bad checks?
Well, they all wouldn't have been, but...
You wrote a lot of bad checks, more than one.
Right.
Mr. Bryant, is there any legitimate defense that you have with regard to this debt?
As far as not paying it back?
Yes.
Well, Mrs. Nelson was supposed to... Her and Naomi here had an agreement that Deanie would give her $620 to help Naomi catch up on her rent. And we said, well, instead of giving Naomi $620, why don't you just deduct the plane ticket and I'll give her the money, and she wouldn't have it.
So that's your defense, because she didn't give her the $620. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I instead just gave Naomi the money.
You what?
I gave Naomi the money to help her with her rent because she wasn't giving her the money that she said she would for the rent.
You hear these people laughing at you?
Yeah.
You know why they're laughing at you? Because that defense is laughable. Now you can stand up. If she has an agreement with her granddaughter to make her granddaughter a gift of $600, not a loan, but a gift, you got nothing to do with that. You have absolutely nothing to do with that. And if she decides not to give her that gift, she has no case against her grandmother. Grandmother changed her mind. I don't want to give you a gift. Period. Since when do you horn in on a gift between two people who are related by blood?
Naomi told me not to send her the money.
Did you really, Naomi?
Yes.
Why?
Because she had promised to give me the money before I left Mississippi, and she did not give me the money before I left
Why didn't she give you the money?
I have no idea.
Well, maybe it's because Sir Lancelot over here did not pay her back. Think that's a possibility?
I don't really know.
How old are you, Naomi?
20.
20. Has she been a good grandmother to you?
Sometimes.
When you went to visit her with Prince Charming over here, did she prepare food for you?
Yes.
Did she treat you nicely while you were there?
At sometimes.
Let me suggest this to you. I'm going to look into my crystal ball. I'm going to look into my crystal ball 5 years from now. 5. Okay. Crystal ball, where will they be 5 years from now? 5 years from now, you won't even remember his first name.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, she's going to be your grandmother forever. Do you understand? You're picking the wrong side, madam. Picking the wrong side. There isn't anything that she doesn't do for you that's not in your best interest. And 5 years from now, you will not be able to say the same thing about him. You want to know why I know that? First of all, statistically, we're not talking about engagements. We're talking about marriages. 50% of the marriages fail. 50% of the engagements probably, which means maybe this many relationships last from this stage to 25 years down the pike. So statistically, it's not so hot. Then I take his character into play. Now, he made an agreement with your grandmother to pay her back for a ticket, right?
Right.
And then you gave her a bad check. Now, he not only gave your grandmother a bad check, he gave a lot of other people bad checks. That's why they closed his account. Because if it was one bad check, they would have said insufficient funds. Everybody gets that once in a while when they don't add right. But he wrote a lot of people bad checks. So that doesn't sit well as far as his character is concerned. And not only did he give strangers bad checks, he gave a person who entertained him over the Christmas holidays and who is going to be a member of his family a bad check. So 5 years from now, unless you are dumb enough to have a child with him, you won't even remember his name. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $268. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Figured this is what would happen.
It was just a principle.
I feel sorry for her that this is what she likes to do with her time.
I was only trying to point out to her that this was not really the kind of character she would want in a man she was going to spend the rest of her life with.
Mrs. Nelson made Naomi cry about 3 times while we were there.
I certainly didn't want to alienate her in any way. I adore her.
She's supposed to be my flesh and blood, and I don't think that money is that important.
They basically were very unhappy people, and I have no idea why.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Walker versus Smith. Step forward, please.
Office manager Charvette Walker is suing teacher Velma Smith for the cost to fix her car. Velma says the damage is Charvette's fault.
Miss Walker, you're driving in your car and you see Miss Smith, who you know, she used to be your son's school teacher?
Yes.
And she evidently was having some car trouble.
Correct.
You pulled over and you said, "What's the problem?" And she said to you, "My car is stuck." And she asked you if you could push her car so it was out of the intersection.
Correct.
Is that right so far?
No, Your Honor. No, it's not.
You didn't ask her to help you?
Yes, but not in those words.
I don't care if it's in those words. And I mean, I wasn't there. I'm giving you general. Can you help me? Could you help me get my car, push my car out of the intersection? Is that a fair statement? And according to you, you did use your car to push her car.
Yes.
And you say that your car was damaged.
Correct.
And you want her to pay for the damage to your car on the bumper and one of the lights as a result of you pushing her car.
Correct.
Tell me why she should pay for it.
Because as we pulled up, she was standing out there flagging down traffic, and I did pull over. And she said to me that she had been standing out there praying that the Lord would send someone to help her, and that he had sent me. And I asked her, "Well, what do you need me to do?" She was sitting, it's like a highway. There's nowhere to park there, and she was blocking traffic. So I did tell her I didn't want to push her with my car, but I would, help her push. She said, "Oh, no, we can't push the car. Just push her with your car. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it if there's any damage. The Lord sent you, and just help me. I'm going to lose my job if I don't get, back to work by such and such time. And I went ahead, being the person, she was my son's school teacher previously, and I thought she was a good person. She's supposedly, as far as I knew, a minister.
I don't need the editorial comment, madam. Just tell me what happened.
I turned around in traffic, pushed the car back. As I got in, it was pushing from this side. So what I did is tried to move the car over a little more to get in front of it because we were pushing kind of up a driveway hill. The car slid back down and kind of bumped the car bumper. I went ahead and we finished pushing it. Once we got the car up into the driveway, she did stop and take a look at the car before she got into my car. I was going to take her to work. And I said, is there any damage? She goes, no, I thought there was something there, but there's just a little dirt. So I didn't think anything else of it. She was steady saying she was going to lose her job. She didn't get back. The school that she was working for at the time was up the street. I went ahead and I dropped her off at the school, took my son to school, and I went to work. At that time, I did take a look at my car once I got to work, and it did look like there was a smudge of dirt, but actually it had dug into the bumper.
Let me see the damage that you allege happened as a result of pushing her car. Now I'll hear you. She stops the car, and what does she say, and what do you say to her?
She asked me what could she do to help. I told her that a passerby had been by, that we needed to get the car up the small slope. I did not state that I was going to lose my job or anything of that sort. Never told her that if there was any damage, I would pay for it. Ms. Walker knows that I'm a responsible person.
Right.
This is...
The only question that I have, Ms. Smith, is did you say to her, if there is any damage to your car, I'll pay for it?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Then, Ms. Walker, she's not responsible for your car.
She did say that, Your Honor. She was so busy ranting and raving at that time and needing help, she probably doesn't remember what she said.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I had an hour in between to get back to school.
We're not talking about that, madam.
All right.
You're skirting all around it. You're not teaching a class.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Office manager Charvette Walker is suing teacher Velma Smith for the cost to fix her car. Velma says the damage is Charvette's fault.
I believe you when you say that you didn't say to her, if there's any damage to your car, I'll fix it. Because you don't even anticipate there being any damage to your car. Because if she anticipated there being any damage to her car, she wouldn't have stopped to push you. But don't you think it's a moral thing to do to pay for the damage to her car?
Certainly, Your Honor, if there was a scratch there, I most certainly.
But there
would have
was.
done that. No, it was not, Your Honor. I was the last person to see the car. Mrs. Walker's son is here, my former student. This is very difficult for me, for him. If you would permit, I would like him to, if you would mind, for him to be out, because he couldn't even see.
Absolutely. Take the child outside, please. Okay?
Your Honor, he could not see. I was the last person to see the...
He didn't see anything.
He didn't see it. He was sitting in the back.
I didn't ask him any questions, Miss Smith.
Okay. All right, Your Honor. For a person who's standing here lying, this, if I may, Your Honor, is the same person who wrote this for me. May I?
Sure.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Gives me something to do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Thank you.
So she wrote you a lovely poem. Yes, go ahead.
She's standing here lying, saying that I kept saying I'll lose my job. First of all,
forget that.
Okay.
Forget that.
First of all, Your Honor, her story is too inconsistent. When she called me and told me about the damage, it was on a Wednesday. This happened December the 13th, which was a Friday. And she called and said, I'm sorry to have to call you. If though that she knew I had to go back to school, I did not tell her that. I had an hour in between to get back to school.
We're not talking about that, madam.
All right.
I'm saying to you, because you're skirting all around it, you're not teaching a class. I said to you, I believe that you did not say to her, if there's any damage to your car, I'll fix it. I am telling you that I believe that this happened as a result of pushing your car. Don't you believe it is the moral thing to do to pay her for the damage to her car?
No, Your Honor, there were no scratches on the car. There was none. And I did put
How long were you outside waiting for somebody to push you?
20 minutes altogether.
What had happened to your car that caused the car to become disabled?
I wasn't quite sure whether it was out of gas, and that is what I stated to Ms. Walker.
So you don't know why, but your car just stopped dead in traffic?
It just stalled, yes.
Well, that's happened. That's pretty frightening. There are cars driving by you. That's pretty frightening. You're standing out there for 20 minutes. Nobody's helping you. Is that right?
Yes.
I just changed my mind.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I believe that you did tell her that if there was any damage to your car, I'll pay for it. Can I see the estimates for your car, please?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, I have one other thing I'd like to show you, too. She did also send my dad a card for Christmas in regards to the fact that I'm sorry about your daughter's car. If she felt she did nothing, why would she send him a Christmas card stating that she was sorry?
I don't know. Let me see it. Ms. Smith, let me tell you why I changed my mind about you saying to her, if there's any damage to your car, I'll fix it, because you're out there in traffic, and you're very upset. Car's not moving. People are whizzing by you. Nobody's coming to your assistance. Ms. Walker came by. I believe that she first offered to help you push the car without the use of her car, just the two ladies trying to push it. You said, no, that won't do it because you're going uphill. So I believe that in the excitement, you might have said to her, I'll push it. If not, morally, you should take the responsibility to fix her car because it's the right thing to do. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $398.83. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Yes.
I also had rental car expense. Okay. Thank you. I did this because I thought she was a good person, and I've come to find out otherwise.
The lies are just escalating even more. It's a shame that Ms. Walker did that.
Mrs. Smith is an excellent school teacher. I thought she was a good person, but as a minister, she's a liar.
She's lying. I know she's lying, and she knows she's lying.
She did say she would lose her job. And I'm not here to argue with her, just like I didn't argue with her before the case.
It's a shame she drug her son into this mess.
I'm not going to even go there with her. You know, I won my case, and I'm happy. I wanted my car fixed. It's fixed.
Okay, so you hit his parked car.
Yes, ma'am. I was coming from being chased.
There was no speeding car following you. They should have been right behind you.
I turned, and I guess maybe they kept going straight.
I guess not.
Yeah. This is Judy Justice. Andre Skates is suing motorist Melissa LaChapelle for vehicle and property damage.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Judge, case 3132, Skates versus LaChapelle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. LaChapelle, I'm going to start with you because this case is relatively simple. You hit his parked car and moved it from the street where it was by virtue of the force of the hit onto somebody else's lawn.
Yes, ma'am.
And the date that you did that was May 1st of last year. What time of the day?
I believe it was in the afternoon.
What do you mean you believe it was in the afternoon? How many times have you hit a parked car?
My first.
Well, then I would
accident.
know what time it was. Approximately what time was it on May 1st?
Around 2, 3 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yes.
Where were you coming from?
I was coming from being chased.
Where were you coming from?
Prior to the accident, I was just sitting in a parked car. So I was driving, and I had a conference call come in, so I just pulled over so I don't drive.
You pulled over randomly. And parked where?
On Florence and Western.
How far is that from where you hit his parked car?
Maybe about a couple of miles.
Did it take you 5 minutes to get there? 10 minutes to get there? How long were you traveling?
15 minutes.
So you were driving for 15 minutes from the time your car was parked until you got to where you hit his car?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of car were you driving?
A Dodge Journey.
Was it your car?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it totaled as a result of this accident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you're going to tell me the story that you're going to tell me about the circumstances surrounding your hitting his parked car.
Well, on September 16th of 2022, I had a hair appointment. I showed up at my hairdresser and there was no show, no call. So moving forward, I set an appointment with another young lady in the salon and I got my hair done. And so when I reached to make the payment to pay her, I came across being scammed. So I explained to
Came across being?
Scammed, like someone hacked my bank account for the funds.
Okay, and you have proof of that from your bank?
No, I do not have that.
So the
My
answer
bank
is,
account.
just a second. So the answer is, you do not have any proof as to the beginning of this story?
No,
Okay.
I have no proof of the bank account being hacked.
Well, but you showed the hairdresser, according to you, that your bank account had been hacked. That's why you couldn't pay her.
Correct.
Well, I'm just asking you for proof of that.
No, I don't have it on me.
So you don't have it?
No.
Well, that's easy enough to get. If your bank account was hacked, we're not talking about 30 years ago, we're talking about a year and a half ago. So you would have had that, if the story you're giving me is true. What's the name of the hairdresser? Have you ever used her since?
No, never.
No. What was the name of the hairdresser that you had an appointment with that you didn't see that day? Have you seen her since?
Not since the incident of wrecking his car. I seen her on that day.
So you haven't seen either the person you were supposed to see or the person you stiffed in September of 2022,
No.
right? And then, allegedly, on the day of this incident, you saw one of them?
Yes.
Yes. As you were sitting in a parked car where you had randomly pulled over to make a conference call. I'm just following the story. And then what you said in your answer was these people started to chase you.
They started to vandalize and attack me in my car first.
So you took off?
Yes.
Now, you had been on a conference call. Did you stop the conference call?
I just
Just a
dropped
second.
the phone.
The answer is you stopped the conference call.
Yes.
But you still had your phone.
Yes.
And somebody was chasing you, according to you, for 15 minutes in your car where you were with your phone. Just want to know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Someone was chasing you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a lot of baloney. Okay, so you hit his parked car. And this was a 1981 Oldsmobile Cutlass, is that right?
Yes.
That you had been working on, restoring. Now, when had you purchased it?
I purchased it in, when did I purchase that? It was
Just a second, the questions get harder. When had you purchased it? A month before, a week before, a year before?
2.5 years ago.
When you purchased the car, who did you purchase it from?
I don't have his last name, but I have it in my phone. But his name was Jose, and he was from San Diego, and that's where I purchased it from.
And how much did you pay him for the car?
I paid him $10,000 for it.
And you also have proof of that?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
Well, I'm gonna put it. I don't think I brought the bill of sale with me though. That sucks. I know you needed that. Do I got the bill of sale? No, I don't have the bill of sale. Hold on. Let me see what's in my phone from that date. Where'd it go?
Yes or no, sir? That's a very easy thing. Don't waste my time here if you don't have a bill of sale in your phone.
I don't have it in my phone.
Okay. Very good. And you don't have it there. Okay. You have a video of this accident?
Yeah, I do.
Keep looking.
Okay. All right.
Do you have a video of this accident?
Yes, I do.
Play it. I want to see what the car looked like.
Andre skates. Claims motorist Melissa LaChapelle owes for damages after Melissa struck his classic Oldsmobile Cutlass. Melissa says she was fleeing from a dangerous situation.
Now, you say that you were notified that your car was hit. You were either on your way to or from work. What kind of work do you do?
Security.
And you left your house. I assume it's a private house. Do you rent or do you own?
I rent.
How much do you pay in rent?
$1,000.
To whom?
To the landlord.
How do you pay him?
I pay him through Cash App.
And you were driving to work, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of car do you have?
2008 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT.
Do you have a note on the car, or do you owe it free and clear?
Yes, I do have a note on it.
And you pay for your car payment from a bank account, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'd like to see your bank account where you paid $10,000 for this car.
Oh, you'd like to see it? Oh.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that. Because I assume if I said, could I see a check for the $10,000, you don't have a check.
No, because I
No,
pay cash.
just a second. Well, you don't carry $10,000 in cash because you can transfer the cash just like you do for your landlord.
Yes,
right?
Yes. And you don't want to carry
like
that
a
much.
car payment. So that's the way your generation, not mine, but your generation pay things. They walk over to a machine and they go like this with their phone, and it's paid. So you pay your other bills that way, sir. So you don't walk around with cash. I want to see where you had $10,000 in the bank 2 years ago.
I know you're going to ask me that. Okay.
You want to see a photo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, Audubon Classics. So tell me how much this is. Oldsmobile Cutlass. Okay.
So they range. There's some that are very expensive, like $28,000 that I've seen that are fully restored. And then there are some, like this one was $22,000. But then there's
This
some,
is the 81, yeah.
Yeah, but then there are some that were not restored that I saw for about $8,000 or $9,000.
Mm-hmm. Not restored.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wiley's looking. You have a copy of the police report?
No, we didn't have a police report because no one was injured.
That's not why you don't have a police report on that kind of an accident. Could have killed somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Skates, let's go. Do you have it or do you not have it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it. It was 2 years ago, so I got to go all the way back.
Well, you should have had it with you. You're suing her for $10,000. So all I want to see is how much you paid for the car. You say you paid $10,000.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have a bill of sale. I just want to see where you had $10,000 in the bank, and then it was paid out to Jose. You do understand, Mr. Skates, that that would be on you. You have a whole bunch of papers there. You do not have a bill of sale on the car. You don't have any proof of what you paid for the car, except your word that you paid $10,000 for it. It's very easy to go back and get those records. We're not talking about 30 years ago.
No.
I know. You got a whole lot of papers there that are irrelevant. And your insurance company, according to you, valued the car at $3,500 and paid you because you did have insurance on it.
Yes.
So all I want to see is what you paid for it.
No, I'm trying to...
Just a second. You have a video of this accident?
Yeah, I do.
Keep looking.
Okay, all right.
Do you have a video of this accident?
Yes, I do.
Play it. I want to see what the car looked like. Play it one more time. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm just looking, by the way, Miss LaChapelle, for the people who are chasing you. Because now you hit the car, they should have been right behind you. They were chasing you, right? I'm looking at this, and now you're all slowed down because you fit a car. I don't see one car pass by there. Not a one.
Correct.
Yes, correct. Of course, it's correct.
I turned, so, and I guess maybe they kept going straight. And then that's when I had the accident.
I guess not. Okay. Mr. Skates, I want to tell you, your exercise in exploring your phone to find proof that you paid $10,000 for this car is going nowhere. Got it?
Yes.
Now, you insured the car, correct? This old car, because it was going to have value once you restored it.
Yes.
Now, restored, the average price is about $10,000. That's what Sarah tells me, correct?
It ranges, but I could find a couple if you want.
No, it ranges 9, 10, 11. It can go anywhere around that amount, but that's fully restored, right?
Well, restored means like when that's mint condition. Like, 'cause when it's in mint condition, that's how much it would go for, like 9 or 10,000. But the features that were on the car were extra couple little features that people like on those cars, which is the stick in the floor and the T-top features that are on there that people
I have
like.
no idea, sir. Show me what the car looked like before she hit it.
There we go, right here. This is the one with the rims. Here goes one. Where's the other one at?
Oh, that's good looking. Now, when you bought the car, sir, was it running? Were you able to drive it back from Jose's?
No, I had to get it towed.
So when you bought it, it was not running?
No.
So you didn't pay $10,000 for it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I don't believe that, sir. There's one car available for sale that's a 1981 Oldsmobile Cutlass that's drivable, that's $5,100, not fully restored. That's today.
That's why I was saying the features that it has on
I don't care about the features. You bought a non-running car that had to be restored to running so that you could resell it. You hoped for a profit, but there's no way you spent $10,000 on the car, because then if you were putting in all new parts and restoring it, you would never be able to recoup your money.
Yes, you can.
No.
Can I explain? Because I put a lot of money into it, and the resale value once...
Just a second.
Okay.
So far, I don't believe that you paid $10,000 for it, not running. Now you're going to show me what you put into the car.
Okay.
You see, if you told me the truth, sir, and if the insurance company only paid you $3,500, I would have paid you what the value of a non-running car would be, plus everything that you put into it, less the $3,500 that the insurance company paid you for it. So if you have everything that you put into it, the only thing you don't have is what you paid for it. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct on that part.
Okay, so now let me see what you put into it.
Oh.
You told them that you had insurance, and you didn't have insurance.
I did not tell them I had insurance. I told them the truth. The same thing I told you.
You know, I want to introduce you both to the truth. Hello, how are you? I understand who you are. Thank you very much.
Andre Skates has accused motorist Melissa LaChapelle of crashing into his classic Oldsmobile Cutlass. Melissa claims she was being chased by another vehicle.
Now, all of your receipts for the car parts that you purchased total $9,393. Less the $3,500 that you were paid by your insurance leaves just for the parts alone $5,893. Even if you paid $5,000 for the car, you're at $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes.
So if you would given me a figure that I understood, because right now you want me to believe that a man who works very hard in security paid $10,000 for the car and $10,000 for parts.
Yes.
And the average range for the car is?
Between 9 and 18.
Between 9 and 18,000.
Yes.
To buy a restored car, and you've already put in $20,000 in the car before you sold it. And I don't even know if it was ready to be sold. Do you understand?
That's how much I was going to sell it for. It was like $20,000. That's what I was trying to explain.
Just so I understand that. You've already, if you want me to believe, sir, that you bought the car for 10, you're already at 20. So even if you sold the car for its highest price, which is 20, you'd be breaking even. That's not what you bought it for.
Well, no.
You bought it to make money.
No, I bought it to keep it, actually, because it was a sentimental value. I said I bought it to keep it because this was something that I wanted to have for a while, because this was something that was kind of sentimental to me, because we all used to ride these cars when I was younger, so it was something that I kind of enjoyed and liked, and I wanted to keep it. I wasn't planning on selling it right away once I finished.
How old are you?
44.
So what you're telling me is you remember driving around in this car when you were 2 years old?
No, in my 20s.
You know, I want to introduce you both to the truth. Hello, how are you? I understand who you are. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Skates, you're owed some money from her, even though you've inflated some figures. She owes you some money. Do you have any reports from the police on this?
I have the vehicle incident report.
I'd like to see it, please. Can I see just the proof from your insurance company, please, of what they paid you out on the car? And her insurance paid you, is that right?
No.
Was your insurance?
Oh, you said my insurance? Yeah, my insurance paid me, not her.
Why didn't you? Hey.
Her insurance didn't pay me.
Put your phone down.
Oh, I have it on my email.
Why didn't your insurance pay him out?
I didn't have insurance. I was switching my insurance policy to a new company.
Oh.
And I got
So
into
just a
an
second.
accident.
So when there was a traffic report, you told the police you had AAA insurance, because that's what's in the report.
No, they asked me for my information, and that's what I told them.
Well, I said that's what you told them. You told them that you had insurance and AAA was your insurance company.
Well,
and that's a lie.
The paperwork.
Just a
that I
second.
had.
That's a lie. You told them that you had insurance and you didn't have insurance and there was no speeding car following you.
I did not tell them I had insurance. I told them the truth, that the same thing I told you.
No, you didn't, because then they would have given you a summons for driving your car without insurance if you created the kind of an accident. Did they give you a summons? No.
No.
Okay. Some piece of work. So your policy limit was $3,500. Is that
Yes.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where is the car now?
The car?
It's not an answer. Where is the car now?
In front of my yard.
Okay, so you have it.
Yes.
And this incident took place on May 1st.
Yes.
Why is it still at your house?
Because I plan on getting another one and rebuilding it.
So you plan on using it?
Well, I plan on using it for parts because I can't do anything else with it.
Or you plan on using it for parts, whatever it is. Do you have a photograph of it?
Yes, I
now,
do.
I'd like to take a look at it.
There's a couple more.
Oh, gee whiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way you can use this car. Why don't you just scrap it?
Well, because I was planning on, if I took her to court and won some money, I was going to try to buy another one, rebuild it, use some of the parts off of that one, and try to get my car back, you know? That's just, I mean, it's a big loss for me. I mean, what am I going to do? I mean, that's all, only way I can see I can get back, you know?
Okay. Valuing the car at $10,000, which is $9,000 for what you put into the car. I have no idea what you paid for it. You got $3,500. I'm awarding you a judgment, sir, of $6,500 against the defendant. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $6,500. We're finished here. I would have taken your license away.
This court is adjourned.
Because I was running from someone chasing me for my life. It was self-defense.
That she was being chased by some girls, that they stole some hair or something like that. And I was like, well, where are they? We didn't see anybody there. If they were chasing you, why didn't they stop and come and get you? Why didn't you crash? Because that was their time to get you if they were going to get you.
Because the person was not turned down the street as me, so it is what it is.
But then she mentioned it to the judge, but didn't mention it to the police. And she said it to me because I was wondering why you were going so fast down a narrow street with a bump on it. And that's what she said, that some girls were chasing her over some hair.
I am still driving, but not that vehicle. It's total.
It's time to get a new one.
You know, common sense is a great indicator of truth. And I think that if the defendant's story was true, that she was being chased and harassed by these two hairdressers, you have your phone in your car. You laid it out perfectly, that you make a quick 911. You call them and you say, oh my God, these crazy people are chasing me. or none of it ever happened.
Or when you finally cause an accident like that and your car is severely damaged, and there's nobody chasing you.
Yeah.
You stop to wait for the police, and when the police finally come, because she was looking to boot out of there, you say, these women were chasing me. I know who they were.
Yeah.
You would create a police report.
Yep.
Just a whole lot of who shot John. It's unbelievable to me that people can make up interesting stories. In 2022, she had one hairdresser appointment. She had
Very intricate.
Very, very intricate. Nobody has any proof.
Yeah, they never do.
Sometimes they do, but not in fishtails like this. It's in need of a loan.
Yes.
I was telling her, you know, you gave me this as a gift.
Can I play a voicemail, please?
Absolutely.
And I don't owe you a goddamn dime, you stink-ass mother.
Aren't you embarrassed?
Not really.
You have a nasty potty mouth.
This is Judy Justice. Bonita Roberts is suing her former friend, Kevin Burt, for a loan, harassment, and personal threats.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Judge, case 3113, Robert versus Burt.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Roberts, you and Mr. Burt became friends because you were living in the same community.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, the defendant at some point told you that he was in need of a loan.
Yes.
And you made that loan to him, and what was the amount of that loan?
It was $190.
And he paid you back?
No.
Well, according to your complaint, you had, in fact, loaned him money in the past, and he had paid you back.
Yes, he did.
Okay, and that was $2,000.
Yep, $2,000 one time, $300 another.
And then there came a time in December of last year when Mr. Bird again said that his account was a little overdrawn.
Yes.
And he asked you if you could loan him that money.
Yes, and he would pay me back the following day.
And you did?
Yes, I sent him $190 through Zelle.
And you, as a matter of fact, acknowledged that she did, in fact, give you $190.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that $190 you have not given back to her.
No, Your Honor.
So now I don't know what you guys are drinking, but now you're each suing each other for $10,000. You want money owed for repayment of the loan, that's $190. And the rest for harassment and threats of bodily harm.
And defamation of character.
No, that's not in here. That's in your fantasy world. So let's start with this, Mr. Burke. She gave you $190.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why didn't you give it back to her?
Because it was a gift.
Did you ever give her a gift that was worth $190?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like what?
I'd take her to dinner at the steakhouse. I would buy the dinners. It would be well over $300.
How many times did you do that?
We went to the steakhouse a couple of times.
Okay. Tell me about the phone call that you made to her indicating your account was overdrawn.
Yeah, I called her up. I was trying to get a payday loan. I called her from the payday lender place and told her I needed $190.
And what did she say to you?
She said, okay, I'll send it to you by Zelle.
Okay. Did she tell you when she needed it back?
No, she didn't.
Okay. Now, at some point, she started to ask you for this money, this $190. When was that?
I think it was sometime around Christmas, I believe.
And what did you tell her?
I didn't really tell her anything. I was just kind of like ignoring her, you know, because I'm
well,
like...
she was asking you, when can I have my $190 back, and you were ignoring her.
Yeah, I'm like, this was a gift. I was telling her, you know, you gave me this as a gift.
Okay. Well, a gift is something that you usually buy or give to somebody without being asked. You actually called her and asked her for the money.
Correct.
You know, that would be like Sarah saying to me, I want this particular bag and I don't have money for it right now. Can you send it to me? And I send her the money, and then she says, well, that was a gift because you sent it. I mean, she's done that, but not exactly. Okay, so we have $190. Now, I want you to get from $190, Miss Roberts, to $10,000, and I want you to get there in 3 minutes or less.
Can I play a voicemail, please?
Absolutely, and this is going to be a $9,810
yes.
voicemail.
This is the first voicemail.
Hey, I got your phone call. Don't call me before 12 o'clock in the afternoon anymore, bitch. Like you, I don't work. I'm fully retired. And furthermore, you were calling me about your mother $200. Well, I just wanted to let you know you got your $200 worth on Christmas Day when you hurt my dog and you hurt me. I'm not giving you a dime. So you can kiss my ass, get the out of my life. The way you treated me on Christmas, the way you tried to humiliate me, the only thing you did was you lost your $200 and you lost a friend. I trusted you. And all of a sudden, you went rogue, psycho, mother bitch on me.
Okay, I already told you have your $190 and he has a bad potty mouth.
Okay.
So after you got that message from him and he told you, you're out of my life, whatever it was, you had some sort of a bad Christmas, don't call me anymore, I don't want to know from you anymore, you did something, you humiliated me, you hurt my dog, leave me alone, get out of my life. What did you do?
I didn't do anything because I kept getting voicemail.
Just a second. So you didn't contact him again?
I sent an email saying how hurt I was,
just
but
a second.
I didn't call him, no.
Well, do you have the email?
Yeah, I do.
I'd like to see it. So you sent him an email after you got this message. May I see? You have it written?
Yes.
I'd like to see it. Okay. This is a very nice email, Mr. Burt. So far, it's a very nice email. I'm going to read it out loud. It said, just so you can hear how ridiculous you get when you're inebriated. I really pray that you get some help. This has to stop. I have only been a good person to and for you, and you turn around and say these nasty things to me because you don't want to pay me back. I've always been there for you whenever you were in need, loaning you money when you need it. For you to make up a bunch of lies, it truly breaks my heart. And I feel so sorry for you, but I will pray that God helps you get a peaceful, calm space where you don't require liquid courage and possibly keep one good person around you. And she doesn't say anything nasty to you in this email, sir. It says, I will see you in court because I'm not going to allow you to steal money from me. I really thought we were friends. Bonnie, lovely, lovely email. If I got that message from you, sir, I would not have sent you this, except she probably knows that you're a drunk and that she felt sorry for you. On Christmas Day, did you go out and buy yourself a little pint of vodka?
Yes, I did.
And bring it, shut.
Sorry.
Does it look like I need help from you?
You don't.
Oh, okay, good. You say that he threatened you.
He did.
I'd like to hear the threatening one so far.
Okay.
It's just
I'll play
potty
this.
mouth.
First of all, I had knee surgery. He threatened to harm my knees.
Okay, I'm
When
listening.
I asked for the money back, and this is what really bothered me.
And later today.
So the police were trying to pull you over while you were riding your motorcycle.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
Emotions got the best of me. I flipped the bird and just took off.
How fast did you take off?
Bonita Roberts claims her former friend, Kevin Burt, refuses to pay back a loan and harassed her. Kevin is countersuing Bonita for filing a false restraining order and emotional distress.
So what you did was nasty. What you did was nasty. Now, it may have clouded your judgment that you did have liquid courage. I don't know what you needed courage from. She wasn't doing anything bad to you. Okay, so far, that's not worth a nickel. That. It's just a bad potty mouth. You knew he was drunk. He said, I feel sorry for you, but I'm going to take you to court. You already won your $190.
Okay.
Okay? We're getting to $10,000. Now, you say that he threatened you.
He did.
And it's on a voicemail.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to hear the threatening one so far.
Okay.
It's just
I'll play
potty
this.
mouth.
First of all, can I just, a little backstory? I had knee surgery. He threatened to harm my knees.
Okay, I'm
When
listening.
I asked for the money back, and this is what really bothered me.
I just got the notice from Wells Fargo of you begging for $190. I'm going to call Wells Fargo and I'm going to let them know that I don't owe you a dime, you broke-ass bitch. And you better keep your communication with me either by phone or by email. Because if you ever show up at my house, God help you. I'm going straight for the knees.
Okay, got it. Aren't you embarrassed?
No, Your Honor, Miss Roberts started needling me about not being around her, ignoring her calls after I got the loan, which I didn't. I was actually in the hospital after I suffered 3 incidents of cardiac arrest on July the 22nd.
Listen to me.
He's lying.
Shh. You should be embarrassed by those phone messages that you left her while you were drunk. And if you tell me you weren't drunk, that's twice as bad. You understand? That's not the kind of communication that a grown-up adult has with another grown-up adult, especially when you get this kind of an email in response.
Well, in that email,
just a second.
In that email, she stated that I could barely take care of myself.
Well, clearly you can't. If she said it, it's true.
No, it's not true.
Yes, it's
Very
true.
true. Well,
Mr. Burke,
It's very
Mr.
true.
Shh. Okay, so they're nasty messages. She knows that when you left those messages, you were drunk. You know that, correct?
Yes, I do.
And you know that he said, don't ever come to his house, because if you come to his house, he's going right for the knees.
And I was very vulnerable because I had just had surgery.
I get it. You weren't going to his house either.
I wasn't.
Okay. But at some point, you filed for a protective order against
did.
him. And that's his counterclaim for $10,000 that you filed for a protective order against him, and that was ultimately dismissed.
Yes.
As I would dismiss it if I were hearing this application for a protective order. In any event, I don't like the messages that you sent to her, so your counterclaim's dismissed. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you can't hold your liquor, don't drink. If you're retired and you sleep until noon because you're drunk every day, that's not a smart thing for you. And if you've been in the hospital because of cardiac arrest, it's twice as not smart for you, right?
Right.
Yeah, right, unless you can't stop. If you can't stop, check into Betty Ford. Judgment for the plaintiff, and I'm awarding you $500 because I wouldn't like to listen to those messages either. $190 for what he owes you, and the rest is because you have a nasty potty mouth. We're done here. Thank you.
Well,
Court is adjourned.
Should have stopped calling me. She sees me buying a bottle of vodka, and she gets an attitude like, you owe me $190, but you're gonna buy vodka?
I'm happy. I got what I wanted. I just wanted my money back.
I think she was taking advantage of me because of my medical condition.
Of what? What? What would I take advantage of from him? He has nothing.
I had told her before I made those messages to leave me alone, but she continued to call me.
Nothing. He's a thing of the past for me.
I just find it so ironic that in all of those potty-mouthed messages where he's calling her a broke-ass bitch, he couldn't afford the $190 overdraft fee on his own account. So it's just, you know.
That's funny. She was a nice lady.
She was, and I think she expected him to pay her back, and he's just a drunk who had no intention of paying her back.
Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh người mẹ đang bế con nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Mình sẽ tô tóc màu đen. Sẽ tô màu xanh này cho áo với trai. Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh một chú mèo ở trên một cây kem nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Mình sẽ tô chú mèo màu vàng. Sẽ tô màu hồng. Và cây kem.
Eo ơi, xấu mù ấy. Đây 16. Này 16 à? Đẹp này 16. Mẹ sẽ bên nó đi học. Con mặc cái gì?
Màu mọc kia không? Màu kem đi kìa.
Cái này mình mặc ở nhà thôi.
Đâu, mẹ mặc thử đi.
Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh hai bạn nhỏ đang chơi xích đu nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Tô tóc màu đen. Tô váy màu hồng. Màu tím cho váy. Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh một cô gái đang cởi giày múa ba lê nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Mình sẽ tô hoa màu này. hoa màu đỏ son. Tóc mình sẽ tô màu đen. Hi, xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh 3 cây kẹo mút nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Cây kẹo này sẽ tô màu son. Xong rồi cây đậm ở đây. Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh hai bé gái đang đứng che ô nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Sẽ lấy màu xanh tô vào áo. Màu vàng cho áo. Tóc mình sẽ tô màu nâu. Đâu, nào mình sẽ tô màu hồng. Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh một cô gái đang đi cắt tóc nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Mình sẽ tô tóc màu đen cho thợ cắt tóc. Thì gái cũng màu đen. Xe tô cây kẹo màu cam. Cây lược màu cam. Cây kéo mình sẽ tô màu sáng. Hi, xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh một cô gái đang cầm một chiếc lồng đèn nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Mình sẽ tô tóc màu đen. Sẽ tô màu vàng vào đây. Tô màu xanh nhạt vào đây. Màu vàng vào đây.
Chẳng nghe tiếng gì.
Quay qua.
Rồi.
Hi, xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh một chú mèo đang nằm trong ổ nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Tô màu hồng nhạt vào tai chú mèo.
Phơi phơi, sông rơi thành địa.
Mình sẽ lấy màu đen tô cho chú mèo. sẽ tô màu nâu cho cái giỏ. Hi, xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh một bé trai đang đi bắt cá nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Sẽ tô màu xanh vào đây. Màu xanh này. Màu xanh nhạt cho nước. Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu cho bức tranh về hình ảnh 3 chiếc nón nhé. Chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu thôi nào. Sẽ tô chiếc nơ màu này. Màu xanh là cây đậm. Hoa mình sẽ tô màu vàng. Hi, xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta cùng tô màu bức tranh cho mèo Hello Kitty đang cưỡi cá heo. Mình sẽ tô màu hồng, màu nâu, vàng, bông hoa ở trên chú cá heo. Màu xanh và chú cá heo. Đỏ tô vàng mặt trời. Vậy là chúng ta đã hoàn thành xong bức tranh chủ nhà Hello Kitty cưỡi cá heo. Và đây là thành quả ngày hôm nay. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở những video tiếp theo. Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu bức tranh một chiếc máy bay. Tô màu vàng và màu xanh. Màu đỏ. Màu xanh này và màu đen.
Chỗ nào? Đấy.
Không.
Xinh mày xài đẹp thế này, giỏi nhỉ?
Ừ.
Là gì?
Chỉ có so với cái con một môn này của mình thôi. Bố con cắt quăng quách quá. Bố.
Và quách lần sau sẽ ấy. Như thế này.
Có dây thể thao còn gì nữa, chỉ có gì trắng thôi.
Đấy, chả trắng gì gì cho mày đấy.
Không, con không thích kiểu đấy, không thích kiểu thể thao đâu.
Cái này.
Bố ơi, con không thích mấy cái kiểu bố chọn.
Vậy là chúng ta đã hoàn thành xong bức tranh một chiếc máy bay. Và đây là thành quả ngày hôm nay. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở những video tiếp theo.
Hi, xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta hãy cùng tô màu bức tranh một gia đình đang đi dã ngoại trên xe. Bánh xe mình sẽ tô màu đen. Chú voi này mình sẽ tô màu sáng. Chiếc ô tô này mình sẽ tô màu xanh, lá cây đậm.
Vậy là chúng ta đã hoàn thành xong bức tranh một gia đình đang đi dã ngoại bằng ô tô. Và đây là thành quả ngày hôm nay. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở những video tiếp theo.
Hi, xin chào các bạn. Chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay chúng ta cùng tô màu bức tranh một cây thông Noel. Sẽ tô ngôi sao ở trên này màu vàng. Hộp quà mình cũng sẽ tô màu vàng. Đủ. Màu hồng. Màu xanh mút dịu đậm. Màu tím. Đây là màu đỏ son. Xanh biển nhạt. Màu nâu. Lấy màu xanh này tô cho cây thông. Vậy là chúng ta đã hoàn thành xong bức tranh về hình ảnh cây thông Noel. Và đây là thành quả ngày hôm nay. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở những video tiếp theo.